Hey everybody, welcome back to Life is a Highway. Is one solar panel really enough? Okay, what we've done is we purchased a Renogy single 100-watt solar panel for the refrigerator installation we're doing. This is the product. It's a Renogy high quality premium. This thing's get really good reviews. I will include a link in the description block down below where I got this. I got it off Amazon. This is a single panel installation kit, and to let you know that you can add panels to this, and they can be wired, you know, parallel or series. And I want to let y'all know this is a this is not a how-to. I'm not trying to give you advice or anything in any aspects of how to install these. I'm basically showing how I installed this. So do your own research and make sure that you have a really good understanding of what you're doing, because you don't want to create any hazards or void any warranties. We took the old gas electric refrigerator out of the RV, and we installed a Furrion 10 cubic foot 12 volt compressor refrigerator. And according to Furrion, on their drawdown test, they're stating that a single 100-watt solar panel will provide enough charge for your house battery, a single house battery, to run the refrigerator up to 17 days. Now that's not taking in consideration of your house lights or any other 12 volt device that you may have online. But if you think about that, even if you took 10 days off and you told me that I could run my refrigerator 7 days off this one panel, I'd still be impressed. So we're going to test this. We're going to get it on, and we're going to just basically over a period of time, I will come back and I will give a review about this. And if you've already done this, I would really appreciate comments about your experience with this solar panel, how well it works on your house battery. And if you have not installed a 12 volt refrigerator in your RV yet, I do want to strongly advise that, you know, these older refrigerators, these absorption units, they're hazardous. They don't work well. A lot of the RV fires and motorhome fires that you see are caused by these refrigerators. So we're taking that out of the aspect. We're putting in a much more reliable refrigerator, in my opinion. It has more capacity, and it cools down way faster. You don't have to turn your refrigerator on the day before to get it. You can literally, in a couple hours, you're ready to put your food in. So okay, what we've done, just to show you everything, I've already put the brackets on for the mounting, and I put them forward and aft on the solar panel. That way, you know, you're driving down the road 65 miles an hour, you don't want any issues with this possibly blowing off. But I did red Loctite the bolts when I put the clamps on. I don't trust just a lock washer. I want this to be permanent, so I did red Loctite each one of the nuts for the bracket. You have a clearly marked negative and a clearly marked positive connection. However, the cables they send are not marked, so you'll need to put a piece of tape or some way to recognize which one's negative and which one's positive coming off the roof when you're coming into where you're going to hook your controller up. This kit does provide everything you need to hook this up. So let's get started on it. You have a rooftop vent that we're going to be removing. We don't need it anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire vent off the roof. We're going to put a plate over it, and this will give us the ability to run our wires right next to the refrigerator and put our controller in. So everything will be very easily accessed. The refrigerator in, but we don't actually have it in yet because we're going to do the solar panel, get the wires done, and then we'll slide the refrigerator in and bolt it down. So let's get on the roof, and I'll show you what we're going to do about removing that vent. Okay, this is what we're going to be removing. This is no longer needed, and we actually broke this a couple weeks ago. This is brand new, so we're fixing to take it off. But I'm not going to bore you with me taking all this caulking off and the screws off. So we'll get this done. As soon as I get all this caulking cleaned up and we get the screws out, we'll remove this, and then I'll show you putting the plate on. So we'll be right back. Okay, we got the refrigerator vent cover off, and as you can see, I put foam spray in here for insulation. I've got my plate cover made. So I went out and I drew it out. I put the plate down and I drew it out so I can put my caulking down, and then we'll put all the screws in. So let's get that done. Okay, we got the cover plate on, everything's sealed up, and now we're ready to bolt down the solar panel. Be right back. Okay, we got the solar panel up, and as you can see, I put marks around it with a little Sharpie. And the reason I do that is when I put my caulking underneath, I like to stay within the boundaries because it's going to squish out and don't make a big mess. But anyway, let's get the caulking under it. We'll get the screws in it and get everything mounted down, and then all we have to do is run the cable through the roof. And we have a special cover that we bought from Amazon when we bought the panel. It's not included, but I'll show you that here in just a minute. Once we get everything screwed down, then we'll get the cables run through. Okay, just one note, the roof support, I did put this right dead center of a roof support on the leading edge. The trailing edge is right at the edge of it. I think it's going to make it okay, but just make sure that the front of this is in the center of your roof support. And there you go, we're done. All we got now to do is just, like I said, we're going to run the wires to the roof, and then we'll move on to hooking everything up to the battery. Okay, as you can see, we got the control box mounted, and I put it in this location because I really couldn't find anywhere that I liked it. And the problem is the wires, these wires go in through the bottom, and so you're going to have 4 wires. If you put it on the wall, you're going to have to drill holes low, and then you're going to have to turn the wires up. So you're actually going to have wires coming out of your wall into controller. So this location's where all the 12-volt stuff and the furnace and the water heater connections and everything are. So I built a backing plate and screwed it to the floor of the refrigerator floor, and I think that's a pretty good location, and it is extremely solid. And we'll be able to utilize the hole where the gas line came up through and run a piece of PVC flex up that to the battery box, and that'll give us a conduit to put our wire in, and we'll easily be able to come out of the gas hole and then run the wire straight up to the controller. So let's get that done next. What we're going to do is just literally just take this and push it through the conduit. Okay, we've got the wires in. So we got our hot wire, and I want to make it about the same distance, and I'm also going to tape it to the hot wire so I don't really kind of lose track. This will also help. And I'm going to take the ground same way. All right. Okay, this, like I said, this is our pull rope for our 10 gauge wire we're going to pull for the refrigerator. Okay, as you see, hope you can see, I put some tape on the end of this to verify that that was my hot wire. So, and also, there's not an actual manual, but they recommend that you put the battery has to be hooked up before the solar panel's connected, so make sure you have the battery connections done before you hook the solar panel wires up. Okay, we got the batteries connected, and you see this one is marked battery and this is the solar panel. So now all we need to do is make the connection to the battery, and then we'll be able to run the solar panel wires and hook those up, and we're basically finished. Okay, make sure when you get ready to connect to the battery that you have your house or your outside plug. Don't have it plugged into 110 because the inverter's supplying power. Also, make sure you disconnect the main disconnector for all your power. Now on batteries, I know y'all probably know this, but always do the negative first when you're removing. And completely remove the negative cable and set it to the side. Now you can remove the positive without worrying about grounding it and arcing. And if you, I do have dielectric grease on this. It helps prevent corrosion. And if your cables are corroded, this is a great time to get a wire brush and clean them up and put some dielectric grease on them. Okay, this is the one I marked with the tape, so I know this was my positive wire. I am going to come back and put some red tape on that, just for future reference. Okay, this is that special plate I was talking about that we use for our roof mount. You can see the cable, you run the cable through. It has a nut that when you put it on and tighten it down, it squeezes down on the gasket. I'm going to put some marine silicone on the inside just to make sure that we stay watertight. So let's get this on. We'll get the cables run through and through the ceiling. You can see I made 2 holes right here, and we'll bring it down right inside the refrigerator box. Okay, there you go. It's installed and the cables will run through. Now let's go down and we'll run them down through the walls and we'll get them hooked up to the controller. Okay, I hope y'all can see this okay, but we got the wires through the ceiling. We come down the wall behind the support and we followed the existing wire all the way down. We came through an existing hole, made a nice loop, and now we've got it tied into the controller. Let me see if I can get this light just right so it don't be a big glare. But there we go. Okay, that's going to complete the solar panel installation. I really hope y'all got something out of the video. Just remember, this is a how-I, not a how-to. I'm not trying to give you advice, but y'all do your research. But the solar panel installation was for charging the house battery while we're traveling down the road or boondocking. Just remember also that we're a new channel, and I really would appreciate if you would subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps us on our YouTube algorithm. But until next time, I hope to see you on the road. God bless, and I am going to keep saying, fish on.